Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your July 2017 general readings. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and welcome to any newcomers who may be with us for the first time. Thank you for all your likes, your shares, your subscribes, your feedback, comments, all of your support. Thank you so very much. And to my regular clients as well, thank you for being so good at being consistent with your updates. I love to hear updates from my regular clients. It's a joy to see how our readings continue to play out in your lives. And just in general, thank you to all of you who keep me so busy doing personal readings. I'm always grateful for the opportunity to do so. If any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me and you haven't read with me before, you can click on the little About or Description button on my YouTube channel's homepage for more information and my email address. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I do readings full-time 6 days a week, so turnaround time is pretty fast. It's usually anywhere between a couple of days, upwards of 2 weeks, but almost always we can set you up with a reading within a 2-week period of time. I do love and romance readings, compatibility charting, career work and finance, channeled messages, year overviews, package monthly readings as well. So if you're interested, email me. We'll go from there. Remember, these are general readings. There's many of you watching. They're not going to mean the same thing to the same degree or depth for everyone who's watching. So make sure to check your rising and your moon sign videos as well for additional insight and clarification, or you may find that they play out a little more predictably for you at some times versus others. So try to watch all three if you know them and if you can. This reading is for the fire sign of Aries for the month of July 2017. I am recording this in the last week or so of June, but this is for the month of July, the upcoming month of July 2017 for Aries, the fire sign of Aries. Aries the Ram, babies of the zodiac, Aries, July 2017. Okay, Aries. We begin with the Six of Pentacles, followed by the Eight of Swords, the Chariot, followed by the Five of Swords, and the Queen of Swords, followed by the High Priestess. And at the end of the month, we have Death, Transformation, as I like to call it, and the Three of Wands. And from the bottom of the deck, representing your overall energy and guidance, we have the King of Wands. You manifesting your own inherent energy is what you're going to be doing over the month of July. What you're being asked to kind of draw on and manifest is the energy of the King of Wands, which is interesting because for some reason I always relate the King of Wands to Aries. Wands is fire energy. That's the element which governs the suit. And it's a creative, manifesting, building energy, artistic and creative endeavors, career. It's very fluid and forward moving. And as an individual, the King of Wands, kings and queens represent individuals who have achieved the mastery of their suit. They've matured beyond the page and the night level. So the King of Wands is somebody very dynamic, very action-oriented, tends to not rest on his laurels for very long. He's a go-getter. He's good at inspiring and delegating other people to get something done. And he's very good at problem solving as well. Very dynamic, charismatic, very much a let's solve it and move on with it kind of person. So you're being asked to just kind of manifest the inherent traits of your fire sign, Aries. Being asked to draw and to manifest that to kind of help you through the month of July. So we find ourselves at the beginning of the month with the Six of Pentacles, followed by the Eight of Swords. So the Six of Pentacles. Pentacles is earth energy. That's the element which governs this suit. And it manifests in our earthly world, the concrete, day-to-day, tangible world we live in. Things like money, finances, property, real estate, assets, things we can see and touch and feel. The Six of Pentacles is a card of balance. It's a card of mutuality, of equality, of balance, basically, giving and receiving. It's also a card as a cautionary advice, paying attention to the small details of where you're spending your money, your resources, your time even. Make sure that it's going where it's intended to go. but it's really about balance. In a relationship, it would represent, mutual attraction, mutual love, equal give and take. As an advice card, it could be in relationships to become more open to giving or more open to receiving within a relationship. It's about balance, primarily tangible balance, finance and money, because it's Pentacles, but you can apply that same energy to relationship areas as well, because this could just as easily be that kind of reading. I am feeling very much a struggle or a push and pull with somebody. That Six of Pentacles is paired with the Eight of Swords. Now, Swords is air energy. That's the element which governs the suit. And the suit of Swords in the tarot is all about what goes on up in our heads. It's a cerebral, mental, intellectual energy. It's about how we look at things, our belief systems, our outlooks, our perceptions, and how we communicate those things, words and ideas. The suit of Swords also represents truth, enlightenment, reality, clarity, insights, higher education and learning as well. So the Eight of Swords is a card about feeling trapped, feeling held hostage as this woman is surrounded by this circle of swords. But it's really illusionary energy. The only thing that's keeping you feeling like you're trapped, you're held hostage, you're locked into something is actually the perception that you are trapped. The only thing keeping you there is your own thoughts and your own belief systems. You can actually free yourself. You can see that no one is forcing or holding this woman down on her knees, which implies a sense of being on your knees, implies a sense of vulnerability, helplessness, kind of a victim. She has chains wrapped around her wrist, but they're not connected to anything or anyone. With a simple twist of her wrist, she could free herself from the chains, take that blindfold off, stand up on her own 2 feet, and walk out through these swords, because the gaps between them are plenty wide enough to do that. So it's a card about feeling trapped and held hostage, but in reality, you're not. You do have the power to change a situation or walk away from a situation. Now, paired with the Six of Pentacles, I really feel like there's some kind of push and pull struggle is what I'm feeling. It could be, I mean, in a job kind of way, this could be with maybe somebody you work with, or some kind of important negotiation process. In a relationship, it could be, some of you may feel like you're in a relationship or job in a situation where things are not working out for you because things are not even. There's not a sense of balance or fairness, whether that's specifically with another person or in a job, maybe office politics or something of that sort. So there's this sense ending June and going into July about maybe feeling like you can't get out of a situation, or you can't bring equilibrium and balance to a situation. Some of you, I feel it's a literal push and pull, a power control struggle between you and someone else. For some of you, that's what I'm getting. So next to that, we have the Chariot and the Five of Swords. So the Chariot is a major arcana card, significant, profound energies of the divine. The Chariot is a card of success, but success that comes from kind of taking your internal determination, perseverance, single-minded focus and intent, and manifesting them in an external way to create movement and push something forward. The Chariot is a card of swift forward motion, powerful success, because you have a plan, you have steps to get to that plan, you start moving right away, you don't slow down, you don't lose momentum, you don't get distracted. This is about setting your sights on what you want and going straight for it. Powerful, powerful card. Now it's paired with the Five of Swords, so more of that air energy here. The Five of Swords is technically something on my card. Technically a card of victory. I say technically because it can represent a victory, a hard-won victory that has cost a great deal. It's come at a great cost. This man is tired, worn out, exhausted. He's bleeding from a little cut on his forehead. This battle has obviously taken a lot out of him, even though he's the victor. And sometimes the people on the ground behind him can represent winning at the cost of personal relationships or coming out on top, but it's cost you personal relationships or conflict within relationships. In work or career, it can sometimes represent moving up the rung of success, moving up the ladder, but doing it at the expense of stepping on other people while you do it. So the question that always accompanies this card is it really worth it? Has it been worth it for those of you who are closing something out, or is it worth it? And only you can answer that. Sometimes it's yes and sometimes it's no. But it is kind of a cautionary advice card to be vigilant about making sure that you don't succeed or come out on top, or be so focused on getting ahead that you just kind of run people over in the process. So be careful with that. Again, I'm getting for some of you, there's like this, it's like a continuing argument going back and forth between you and someone else within a relationship, although you could apply it to a relationship or something like that within your work environment. But I'm feeling a real push and pull, kind of a power struggle too. And there may be, because you feel like there's no balance, or you're feeling this, initially feeling this held hostage energy, that you kind of go too far to the other end of the spectrum and breaking free or trying to get out of that. And you're just like, I want to move forward. I want to get ahead, you know, at any cost. So be kind of vigilant about that energy. There's nothing wrong with being successful and moving forward, but it's a karmically bad idea to step on other people while you're doing it. So be vigilant about that. Keep that in mind. Food for thought. But and for some of you, you are just moving right. You're just barreling right through this. I almost feel like for some of you, you abandon the situation or withdraw for a time. So next to that, we're around the third week or so, time being fluid, give or take a week or two. We have the Queen of Swords, accompanied by the High Priestess. Now, this is an interesting combination of cards, Aries. Two female individuals, or female energy individuals. The Queen of Swords, she's reached the mastery of her suit. Truth, insight, intellectual, cerebral, intelligent, perhaps well-educated, a good person. She'll tell you the truth, the unvarnished truth. You know, sometimes she may come across as cold or emotionally detached, because she comes from a place from thought first before emotion. Not one to do things on the spur of the moment or based on emotions. And she's all about truth and clarity and reality and what is. She's sometimes considered the kind of cold or closed down divorced woman. The Queen of Swords as an individual, the energy fundamentally represents, I mean, this is a woman, this is a person who has a lot of life behind her. She's seen a lot, and she's become wiser. And in some ways, this card can be a cautionary card about becoming cynical or jaded, letting the pain of negative experiences that we have close down certain parts of it, so we become jaded and cynical. Sometimes this can be cautionary advice to kind of watch out for that as well. It could be an air sign female who plays a significant role, who perhaps delivers information or the truth or reality of something. Whether or not you want to accept it is up to you. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, female or male potentially. Now, she's paired with the High Priestess, which is all about deep spirituality, and fundamentally this card is about trusting in your intuition, following your hunches. Your intuition is your connection with the divine. It's not coming from a place of thought or even of heart feelings, which are wonderful and terrible, but very mercurial and not reliable feelings. I'm talking about deeper, your gut instinct, what some people call it, your, you know, following your hunches. That's your intuition. Your intuition is your connection with the divine, those messages, clarity, insight. It can be the advice of paying more attention. You may be feeling more insightful in the month of July. You may be feeling more spiritual or more psychic. But definitely follow your hunches. Pay attention to your dreams. Any little flashes of inspiration or you know, epiphany kind of moments. Pay attention to those. And this Queen of Swords could be delivering information for you. And for some of you, you may not want to take it. And for others of you, you may want to. Again, it's about going with your instincts and your intuition as well. The energy of these cards combined can sometimes represent being careful about how you speak and how you deliver messages to people. You could come across as cold, jaded, cynical to people in the way that you communicate. So kind of watch that. Now, at or towards the end of July 2017, Aries, we have the energy of death, or transformation, as I like to call it, because death makes some people go, ah! But it's about, you know, death is really about endings, transformations, and brand new beginnings. So, death, transformation, accompanied by the Three of Wands. So, death, transformation, this represents an ending, but a significant, profound ending, because this is, you know, a major arcana card. So, this would represent, it could be It's not often like physical death, but it could be the ending of something significant or powerful in your life, or a certain chapter of your life is coming to a close. It represents the ground being cleared for rebirth, because birth follows death, beginnings follow endings, but there has to be that ending, that clearing out first, or complete transformation, so that something can be planted, conceived, rebirthed, reborn, and come anew, kind of like the phoenix. So some at the end of, looks like at or towards the end of July, maybe going a little bit into August, we have big transformations happening, endings happening, kind of clearing the ground for what comes next. What is coming next? Well, death is accompanied by the Three of Wands. We have more fire energy here. The Three of Wands, you know, the cards graduate numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in the Two of Wands, it's about being at a crossroads, and the key to choosing the right path is about deciding what your big goal is, what your end goal, what you're trying to reach for, so that you can set your little goals to get there, and it gives you a path, it gives you some place to go down. So the Two of Wands is about long-term thinking and planning. What's my big goal here? So now we have the Three of Wands. So the next step from deciding the goal is, this is about actually starting to do the footwork, laying the groundwork, the foundation, kind of pouring the concrete, digging the hole and putting in the posts and pouring the concrete for the foundation of the house that you're going to build on. So the Three of Wands is about, now that you know what your goal is, now you're actually going to you're going to make a plan. You're going to figure out how you're going to get there, and because there's been this ending, this clearing out of the ground, and figuring out what you want to do in this next portion of your life, or away from whatever this was. Or for those of you who are in it, perhaps there's been a complete transformation of it. But it's about moving forward and laying the groundwork for that, for those of you who are ending something and starting something new, you know, over the next 4 or 5 weeks or so. And that's how you end. It looks like you end the month. You're starting to lay the groundwork and do the footwork for this new beginning, which will continue to manifest as time goes on. And overall energy and guidance, of course, is the King of Wands. Your card, Aries, just manifesting all of those energies. I could go on and on about cards. Each tarot card can be so complex. You could spend so much time on it. But if you want to go more in depth in, you know, what does it mean to kind of manifest that power, you can just, you know, go on the internet, look up the King of Wands in the upright position and find out more about it. Really powerful reading, Aries. I'm happy to have brought it to you. I feel like it's going to be a really interesting month, and it's going to end well too. So Aries, that pretty much wraps up your July 2017 general reading. I hope you have enjoyed it, or I hope that it's given you some food for thought, maybe some insight and clarity, maybe a little bit of guidance, because that's why we do these readings. And again, if any of you are interested in any personal one-on-one reading with me, just click on the About or Description button on my YouTube channel's homepage. Feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire. I would be most happy to work with you. I will see you all again in a week or so for the Love Snapshots for July, so keep an eye out for those. And until then, Aries, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings. Ooh, my computer almost fell. And a happy life. And I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.